because she's gonna go, because it's pressure, whatever happens, let's say love because we pick it up, you gonna get back together. How does them? I'm bad. I mean, I'm gonna go back. I'm a boy. Because you cheat, I'm a rap now. I'm a little boy. So she comfortable. So when we be in New York, we be there.
I'm gonna go into the, I don't really know. How about you? One thing I don't know is that my sister never tells me how close your relationship is. What I know is I left y'all last night, went to Brooklyn Chop House. She treated 10 grown baby there, and I woke up in the morning and my phone was going crazy. Girl, what's going on?
Y'all don't think they're so calm. He put a recording device on his car. And look so here, he bumped the car, and you couldn't really hear me on the other side, but you could hear her talking to me, so that's really.
Now that 50 Cent is involved, the tension in Remy Ma and Clarissa's relationship is at an all-time high. Clarissa boldly announced a boxing match against a queen herself after the public was infuriated by Ree's scathing Instagram post. Who hasn't been ready for it yet, though? Miss 50 Cent and Curtis? Why would a man like him object to a quick, gloves-off encounter with Remy when he knows she is not someone to play with? Not to mention that she allegedly shot Jackson, her own friend Clarissa. Who is it time for her to start watching this endangered girl? Let's get started. 50 was unable to remain silent for long, so he threw his unwanted counsel into the chaos and advised Clarissa to reconsider her decision before she and Remy entered the arena. Avoid fighting her at all costs, because she will win the block title. Man, BTF is happening. Even though Clarissa doesn't appear interested in listening to 50's advice, I still need a drink. Sis is developing quickly. She initially suggested a boxing match when she and Remy were fighting on X. How chaotic can things get on that app? Boxing champion didn't hold back either. Remy Ma on February 2nd. Before anyone accuses Clarissa of taking it personally, let's go back in time. According to Clarissa, Remy may have started this feud when they exchanged messages online. She decided she wasn't going to play either because Remy was acting shaddily, saying that Remy had leaked her personal information to make her uneasy. She even said she would go into the ring with Remy for $1.
They're in some sort of secret relationship while he's still married to Remy Ma. She puts himself out on the internet. Give me.
It ain't no thing. Oh, I want him and he's married to you. And it's not that. I'm a girl's girl. So when it comes to like that, that's not it. We all know that Remy was already out there having her little boy toy or whatever. Right? He done came out and just said that they were in a relationship 2 years. Wow. So don't look at me and say, oh, you just came and messed up and had me home. That's not what happened.
That relationship was already over.
That was already over.
Okay.
So now that's their privacy, and they didn't do that. But she's out with this guy, parading around, whatever. So everybody knew that she was with this guy already. So it was a private situation, a private understanding of what was going on.
I am wondering what would it take, how much money would it take for you to jump in the ring? Just what? She reached it up. Oh my goodness. Get down. Whatever.
In 2008, Remy pulled a PEY on her own pal and was given an A-tier prison sentence. No, it was untidy and unrelated to self-defense. Here's how it happened. Remy and her girlfriend, Makita Barnes Joseph, were having a good time in Manhattan. drinking like any other night, when she found $3,000 stolen from her purse. 50 Cent felt obliged to caution Clarissa since Remy is no novice when it comes to hand-tossing. Instead of being tactful and investigating, she immediately accused Makita Child. After a full-fledged brawl that included a few blows, Remy's Piwa was struck by the bullet, leaving Makita in the hospital for 3 weeks. After being sentenced to 8 years in prison, Remy had to learn how to control her temper. When referring to the rapper as a young woman whose anger is completely out of control during the altercation, Judge Raina A.A. of the criminal court didn't hold back. The trial prosecutor, Michael McIntosh, didn't buy what Remy was offering. So often, he observed, she would roll around with a loaded rifle and say something like, "This is just a ticking time bomb waiting to go off." Remy tried to argue that she wasn't that type of person, but Sis honestly believed she could talk her way out of it. She was said to have said, "Remy Ma is not even close to who I really am. I'm neither a thug or a threat, and I still have a lot to offer society." The result of her lawsuit, wild. What is it? Despite all, Remy didn't seem to regret the whole incident. The song Out of Control, which features Fat Joe and Cool and Dre, even makes reference to it in its lyrics, including the line, "I shot my friend over a band, and imagine what I'll do to a bee I can't stand." Don't think Remy has changed her behavior. By deciding to redesign her co-star's jaw in 2019, she showed that she still had the same passion. Yes, Remy thrust his hands at Britney Taylor without thinking twice. The following day, Britney went to the police and posted a picture of her black eye on Instagram for everyone to see. By May, Remy was facing 4 minor charges of assault and harassment when the tea swiftly spilled. Britney claims that Ray hit her in the eye with a shiner during a fundraiser event at Irving Plaza that April, sending her directly to Mount Sinai Medical Center. An unaffiliated witness who saw the defendant during the entire time the defendant was in the green room at Irving Plaza, the scene of the alleged assault, never saw the defendant and the complainant interacting, so she was fortunate to escape jail time, according to Assistant District Attorney Juan Maldonado, who told the judge that the complainant's only corroborated eyewitness is no longer cooperative. Remy was pleased with the outcome. If Remy and Clarissa enter the ring together, it's reasonable to believe that she won't be the underdog. However, once the gloves are put on, 50 Cent will undoubtedly have a front row seat to all the action because he and Papoose don't exactly get along. When 50 decided to post something a little too bold in the comments section beneath one of Remy's photos in 2018, the dispute started. When he wrote, "Dan Remy, you lost mad weight. Hey, Slim?" Papoose was not pleased by 50's comment and clapped back angrily, refusing to keep it amusing. Papoose's inclusion of Daff and Joy, a newborn mom from the 1950s, caused everything to go terribly wrong. Then, Don, Daff, and Joy were married. But if 50 Cent doesn't marry you, I'll present you to my homeboy. 50 was obviously enraged by that because he lacks maturity. Not Fifth. "Don't tell my wife she lost weight over it," he wrote, while posting a photo of a balding Papoose. He shared a picture of Remy and Linda as well. The caption read, "R is okay, but she lost weight and she is good. What do you think I should do about that? Remy is prohibited till she can control her marriage. Papoose started to stumble when I mentioned that she had lost weight. I'm fighting with them because of no one's wife." The next time he shouted, "We're not watching Power, get the strap." Papoose truly went for the kill, hitting 50 with some insane pictures. I'd say with toys for adults, you can see that 50 is currently eating it all up since he loves drama, even if it was all back and forth. The trick, though, is that after he added his trademark line, "Get the strap, baby," to the directive. Things became really heated, since Fat Joe is Remy's mentor and the godfather of her child with AO. It means a lot that he is out here portraying the quiet one. When asked about it, Fat Joe sat down on algebra. Off. The host of my expert opinion show was straightforward, while discussing how 2024 has been a difficult year for hip-hop because of all the scandals that have been in the news. He didn't intend to cause himself any more problems.
I don't even know how to manage that well. This is a hard situation. I say she made me love you. You know what I'm saying? So, really love you. You know what I'm saying? That's why God knows it's fun. So, I'm like I try to tell you, I'm on the school clothes. You know what I'm saying? So, it's powerful. These people pass away, I raised the baby. I don't like none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like none of that.
However,
At the end of last night, I'm not gonna go into deep. I don't really know. How about that? Right. One thing I don't know is if my sister ever tells me a personal relationship. What I know is I left y'all last night with the Brooklyn Chop House. She treated terrible to make me dinner. And I woke up in the morning and my phone.
By Remy and Papoose' turbulent relationship. Fat Joe must have found things even more challenging because, despite his loyalty to Remy, he still respects and has grown to appreciate Papoose. He was direct in his assessment of the entire issue, stating unequivocally that he was disappointed in the way things had worked out.
They won't listen to me, but you have a history of a lot of people. Might have been for a long time. It's gone. I'm saying, like, it's off the block. We know that we're not getting in the middle, but being in the middle and being, all right, y'all, stop. No, it's a different type of thing. You got a husband. First time she ever asked me for advice, she said, listen, you have a heart of the sharpest. Nobody come to my house. You know what I'm saying? It's your husband. I can't get in the middle of this show. What is that? It's the best thing. It's beautiful, big words, so, you know, what's your thing? That's a point right there. Yeah. She's just to shield the I'm sorry, I don't think you're trying to be innocent. You don't have to try to, you have to keep it in the class. I'm sure you maybe found a way to keep some of that stuff in the crib. I don't know, man. I was beefing with 50 Cent and myself. School level. Fighting. That shit there. You know what I'm saying? He was going to school fighting.
When asked about it, Fat Joe claimed he had no idea what was about to happen. The day before, as if nothing were wrong. What if he didn't know the storm was coming? Papoose clarified the matter on Instagram after being implicated in the rumors, which led fans to believe he was also at the meal. In a post, Papoose clarified the misunderstanding, stating, "I believe that his interview was misinterpreted by you all. At Brooklyn Chop House, hundreds of dollars. I love that place." Remy didn't just sit there as Papoose displayed her receipts regarding her alleged cheater. She deliberately concealed them, even demonstrating that she had spent the previous Christmas with her child. Given that Remy has no qualms about sharing all of her personal information during one of her outbursts, revealing her husband's covert manipulation, it is absurd that Fat Joe is avoiding the drama. In an attempt to retract what she has written, Papoose is calling and asking, "Is it feasible for me to remove it? When you submitted a complete and utter untruth, I removed it. After last year's Christmas, I'll take him down and cease. No matter what I do with my child on any significant day, Papoose, you only act like everything is all right in the background. Even though you have a severe gambling addiction, you still try to coerce me into giving you money so that our divorce may go smoothly. I have been begging you to, even though you have been divorcing me privately for years. You stated that the only way you would end the relationship was to have a public outburst. You know that I'm not the type of person who utilizes social media, and you treated me in the same manner. In addition, you videotaped me stating things like, "Oh, Remy, call your brother named Joe. You're a rat, you're a snitch, and I'm not going to call the police for help." You achieved by using my upbringing's ideals and my reputation as a gangster. Girl against me. But after a long tirade, the block captain revealed that he had an affair with Remy and broke the news. He did not, however, refute their unambiguous assertion that Papoose was aware of the affair the whole time and undoubtedly had some control over it. Remy might want to start picking her companions a little more carefully as a result. Conversation. 17/12/1918, Papoose did, in fact, punch the lights out of him. As EA shockingly revealed, but he didn't hold back on that either. But he promptly put an end to the frenzied rumors that he found himself in a fetal position.
I said, this was hard. Yeah. So, this part, how this is happening. He didn't discuss it. It's like, as a book. For hip-hop history, that goes all our mentors. It's the first time to be a celebrity. I'm not sure you guys want to be celebrities. I got friends who do rich and want to be celebrities. Whatever. But this is nuts. You want to change though. God sounds you can't make it up. I can't make it up.
Absolutely. And then you have the coverage of, who you're dating, a person like people rappers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But I have to be honest, like, social media is not a real place. It's pretty people on time and you kind of have to deal with it. And I guess when you have all these followers and started from like hate and all this different type of stuff. But only thing I've noticed is that people are very intimidated by naturally black men. But you're saying it's not true. Is what you. It's all whole Remy type situation. None of it was true. I don't have nothing to do with that. I have been open in all my relationships that I've had. All of them.
This is made a story because Pat.
I don't even know anything about that.
I'm just saying that's why it's being made a story.
I am really not. So how can I know about any of that? So this is what I'm saying. When I'm ready.
Interview time, 28 minutes and 19 seconds, 21:32, claiming that was completely untrue. It appears that Remy may have been the first to exit the ring if E is telling the truth, which would mean that she would have fewer fans cheering her on outside the ring. This is due to the fact that E's version of events appears to diverge slightly from what other people may have been saying. Clarissa might want to follow the 50s advice before getting into that fight, since Remy is not the person you want to mess with. However, what are your thoughts? Is it just hyperbole? Or is Remy really trying his hardest to defeat Clarissa? Don't forget to see the other videos on our channel.
I think that's so cool. We put a recording device on Remy's car. So how he knew is he was bugging her fucking car. So like that's how he knew. He's a weirdo. He bugged the car, and you couldn't really hear me on the side, but you could hear her talking to me. So that's how he knew. And it's not cat. I got all the proof. So as soon as he say it's cat, I'm gonna show you with all the proof. I was keeping it down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, like that. So I'm gonna say I was under the basically, it was when I split up on